How's it going, Rams? Welcome back to another edition of CTV Sports. I'm AJ Fredrikson.
And back again, I'm Hunter Strand. Here's what we got on tap for you tonight.
Colorado State football struggles to find the rhythm after another loss at home, losing 20-3 against Washington, while women's volleyball sweeps the Nevada Wolfpack here in Moby Arena.
Soccer loses another tough battle to Utah State, gaining their first loss of the season, while golf and softball also show what it is like to play like a Ram this weekend.
All that and more right here on CTV Sports, which starts right now.
Freshman quarterback Jackson Brasau made his first career start on Saturday night at Canvas Stadium. And things got up to a solid start for the Rams. Brasau led the offense down the field on the opening drive, setting up a 50-yard field goal from Isaiah Hawkins to put CSU up 3-0 early. But unfortunately, that would be the only time the Rams found the scoreboard. Washington State responded quickly and took over the rest of the first half, scoring 20 unanswered points. The Cougars showed off a balance of offensive attack with 126 yards through the air and 126 yards on the ground before halftime. Quarterback Xavier Ekaus threw 2 touchdown passes, and kicker Jack Stevens added a pair of field goals to stretch the lead. CSU had some chances to answer, including a promising drive that ended with a fumble in Cougar territory and a missed field goal to close out the half. Despite moving the ball at times, the Rams just couldn't finish drives. Brasau threw for 188 yards, the most by any CSU quarterback this season, but he was sacked 4 times, and the offense had trouble staying on schedule against a fast, physical Wazoo front. Late in the fourth quarter, Colorado State lined up for another field goal attempt, but this one was blocked, ending any hope of cutting the lead. The loss drops to CSU to 1-3 on the season. Now the Rams face a quick turnaround as they open Mountain West Conference play this Friday against San Diego State. Here's what head coach Jay Norvell had to say about Saturday's game.
Very disappointed about the outcome of the game. And I just told our kids, let's not get this twisted, okay? We obviously didn't play well enough to a man, and we didn't coach well enough, starting with me, and I take responsibility for that. We've got to look at the things that happened tonight in this game and really look at how we can improve on it.
AJ, what were your thoughts on CSU's game on Saturday?
They kind of just got dominated all throughout the game, right? There kind of wasn't ever any hope. From the first quarter on, they didn't look very good. And I thought they kind of struggled to get the receivers involved. I thought they had some rush attempts with Brousseau, the quarterback, but you got to get your receivers more involved. You got to get Winfield involved. You got to get the ball in these guys' hands and let them make plays. And I don't think we did enough of that.
Yeah, I thought the same thing. You have Brousseau, who comes out and now starting now. He played great against UTSA, but he also weren't game plan for Brousseau. And I just think Washington State was ready for Brousseau. He's a freshman. I mean, at first game at home, you can see the nerves were killing him. They had a great first drive and then just nothing after that. So just a bad game overall for CSU for sure.
There's not much you can do when they can game plan for your backup quarterback. They know exactly what's coming, and there's not much you can do. They know what's coming. They know what you're going to try and run. They know you can't throw the ball down the field because Brousseau doesn't have the arm that Fowler Nicolosi does. So you're kind of just in a tough spot.
No, they were very one-dimensional on Saturday night.
But moving on to Rams volleyball, Colorado State had their conference home opener over the weekend, hosting Nevada as they look to bounce back from a loss in Laramie. The Rams did not disappoint, sweeping Nevada 3-0 in what was a thrilling game in Moby Arena. Leading the way for the Rams was junior Brenna Rowland, who tallied 7 kills and 5 blocks to go along with her efficient 75% conversion rate, as CSU's defensive effort was one of the best they've shown all season, and it wasn't just at the net. A massive improvement from last year has been the play of the back row, with nearly every rotation for the Rams having someone making plays. CSU took the first 2 sets 25-21 and put the nail in the coffin with the dominant third set, taking it 25-13. Next up for volleyball is playing New Mexico in Albuquerque on Thursday.
Colorado State soccer opened up Mountain West Conference play with a hard-fought 1-1 draw at number 1 ranked Utah State on Thursday night, a result that saw 2 programs' records fall short in just one half. The Aggies entered the match as the conference preseason favorites, holding the top spot in the poll, while the Rams were picked to finish a close second. Utah State used their home field advantage to dictate the early pace spending much time in the first half pressuring CSU's defense. Goalkeeper Gray Wilson stood tall for the Rams, turning away 4 early shots and keeping the score level. But despite her efforts, Utah State managed to break through in the 42nd minute, taking a 1-0 lead just before the halftime whistle. The second half saw a different CSU team emerge. Just 9 minutes into the half, senior Olivia Fout made history by firing home one of the Rams' first shots of the night to make the match a tie. That goal was a milestone, a moment making Fout the program's leader in both goals and points, surpassing the previous record holder, Kaylee Lordman. With the score even, Colorado State turned up the pressure. Fout continued to push forward, sending off another strong attempt, while teammates Michelle McGowan and Mia Macy created several additional chances, testing the Utah State defense. The Rams defense and goalkeeper kept their focus throughout the second half, allowing just 3 shots from the Aggies after the break. Wilson made 2 critical saves late in the game, including a key stop in the 88th minute to secure the valuable road point. A boost of confidence as they push into further Mountain West Conference play, with Olivia Fout leading the attack and a resilient defense behind her. CSU is looking strong for the rest of the season.
Colorado State softball opens their season in Fort Collins on October 3rd to take on Northern Colorado and try and build some momentum going into the season. CSU had a down year last year, going 16-32 overall and 9-11 at home. With a big part of turning around this year for the Rams are returners Reagan Wick and Giselle Bentley. Wick was a dominant starter last year and pitched her way to an All-Mountain Conference honorable mention, leading CSU in innings pitched, leading the Mountain West in strikeouts, and it was a similar story for Bentley, who was able to eclipse the 100-inning mark last season. Taking a look at how the Rams did last year against Northern Colorado, the Rams ended up taking the loss 7-3 and might be out for some revenge on Friday. After Northern Colorado, next up for the Rams will be staying home to take on Utah on Saturday.
10th place at the Ram Classic, finishing 15 over par after rain in Fort Collins forced the final round to be canceled. The tournament was reduced to 2 rounds, but the Rams still put together a competitive performance, leading all 13 teams in total pars. Junior Kara Consardo continued her strong start to the season, finishing even par and tied for 14th individually. She was one of the 9 players in the field to earn an eagle and added 4 birdies over the 2 rounds. Iba Thalin tied for 20th at 2 over. Inji Nachanu finished 6 over in a tie for 48th, recording 24 pars and showing consistency in both rounds. Sophomore Kiara Sola made her season debut and tied for 52nd at 7 over, leading the team with 30 pars, the second highest among all players in the field. The Rams now shift their focus to the rest of the fall slate, looking to build off early momentum and gain consistency across the lineup. Don't go anywhere yet, Ram fans. After the break, we talk about all things Canvas Classic, and we have a special football package from our feature reporter, Gideon.
Welcome back to the show, Rams. This is the best game show in all of CSU, Ramboozled. Now let's get things going and go and meet our amazing contestants. Woo! Now isn't that an amazing batch of contestants we have today? And getting right into the questions, because we don't waste no time here. Starting off, a blank question. Fill in the blank. Colorado is the blank state.
Oh, she's on it. Oh, me? Colorful.
Brilliant! And moving on to the final question of the game. What show is on the 24th of September?
Ramboozled.
Yes! And we will see you then.
Last Friday, Colorado State University hosted the 4th annual Canvas Classic. The first game of the night featured the Fort Collins High School Lambkins and the Fossil Ridge High School Sabercats. And despite a valiant Sabercats comeback attempt, the Lambkins triumphed 28-21. Punctuated by an 83-yard pick six by Lambkin linebacker Caden Souders, who also had 13 tackles on the night. The next game started Wellington High School Eagles and the Tinmouth High School Cubs in the Ag Bowl. Tinmouth started strong, taking a 5-0 lead, but the Eagles would retaliate and pull away with this Brayton Meglin punt return touchdown, ultimately winning 27-15. The Canvas Community Classic will be returning in 2026 and 2027 and will be expanding to a 3-game slate, with teams from Loveland, Windsor, and Berthoud and Severance participating. Now over to our feature reporter, Gideon Aigner, with some flag football.
Howdy, Ram fans. I'm Gideon Aigner, and a year and a half ago, I had the pleasure to announce when flag football was first sanctioned by the Colorado High School Activities Association. Now, for the first time ever, Fort Collins has a flag team of their own to cheer for, the Poundre School District Stars.
Last year was the first season that flag football was a CHASA-sanctioned activity, with over 60 different schools participating. It was only a matter of time until Poundre School District in Fort Collins picked up the sport, which they announced over the summer.
My friend told me that there was going to be a team, and we were all really excited, and we were just like, oh my gosh, no way. And so we were like, we got to do this, we got to check it out.
For most first-year programs, expectations are set low, but the Stars are already in the playoff picture in year one.
I knew we had a chance to be highly competitive. It was just a matter of getting the girls to that point skill-wise, getting them there with the coaching. Because anytime you get to create a whole district team and you get access to all these high-level athletes, I think Poundre School District is one of the highest athletic districts in the state.
And with 58 players from 8 different schools, the Stars aren't just building a team. They're building a community.
Everyone here has never played flag football before, but coming together, making new friends from all different schools. So it's really great that we get to come together and not just learn about flag football, but also learn about it together and come together as a team and make mistakes and improve and accomplish things as a team. We love each other as a team, as a group, but we also are so competitive, and that's what makes it such a fun journey and it's just so fun to be around them.
And the Stars have plenty to celebrate every game, with their defense being among the best in the state.
I don't know if stats bear that out yet, but we've given up 40 points and we have 28 interceptions.
And the Stars are confident they can maintain this success by building on this foundation.
Everybody you talk to is just having such a good time. That's the expectation that I put on myself and on the staff, is just make sure people love this so that long term it blows up and everybody wants to be a part of it. So to be halfway through the campaign right now and most people you talk to are like, no, this is great, this is so much fun, the girls are loving it, I could not be happier.
The next chance you will have to see Issa, Addison, Aaron, and the rest of the Stars will be tomorrow when they host the Aurora Central Trojans at 4:30 p.m. at Fort Collins High School. After the break, AJ, Hunter, and I will be debating the battle for the Commissioner's Trophy in the upcoming Major League Baseball playoffs.
Bye-bye. Hi.
Hoping for a crisp breeze to help keep you alert. Oh, he took a sip of water too. That'll probably help. You were probably going to turn down the radio too, so you could focus, right?
Probably okay isn't okay.
Right?
If you see a warning sign, stop and call a cab, a car, or a friend.
I think the water line is what really drove it home. I blew on him.
Welcome back from the break, Ram fans. Tonight we are switching things up and talking all things baseball with the postseason coming up. Let's get into our predictions. What do you guys think? I mean, I've got my bracket. I think we're going to show mine first. Yeah. I've got the I've got the Red Sox, I'm sorry, that's a big mistake, coming out of the AL. Yeah. And I've got the Padres coming out of the NL to face in the World Series. Yeah. Starting with the Red Sox, I think we've seen them take down the Yankees in the postseason before. They did it a couple years ago. They had 9 wins in 13 games against the Yankees this season. They have Alex Bregman, who's a postseason stud. Yeah. They have Garrett Crochet, who's basically a guaranteed win when you have him on the mound.
Yeah. Not to speak of, this game just happened. Red Sox take game 1. Yep. Alex Bregman comes up clutch, puts the Sox up 2. So.
Yep. I mean, 1-0 leads in this new wild card format are basically a win in the series because best of 3. They can throw all their best pitchers tomorrow. If they win, they advance. So 1-0 lead's pretty big.
No, it is certainly looking Boston's way right now. To clarify, we made these brackets before the game.
Yeah, these were made yesterday before the playoffs. Yeah. I think we'll go to my bracket next. I had the Brewers winning it all. I think the Brewers are the best team in MLB. They're all together. They have a bunch of chemistry. They didn't buy a bunch of players. They have they're doing it for their announcer who just left, Yuck, as well. So I have them going to the series against the Mariners, who I think is the hottest team in baseball right now. But I think I had the Brewers playing the Cubs or the Padres. I can't remember, one of those two. But then I had them going all the way, I think, beating the Phillies in those semifinals. So yeah, I just think the Brewers are the best team in baseball right now. Had the most wins this year. Just don't see how they get beat.
One thing about the Brewers is they're such a young team,
Right.
and in the postseason you need experience. You need that experience that teams like the Dodgers, the Padres, the Yankees have. I don't see much of that in the Brewers. That's why I
fair,
see it
yeah.
hard for them to win.
I mean, yeah, we only have a couple old guys. Freddie Peralta probably throws game one here on Saturday, but other than that, you got a bunch of rookies. You got Miz, who is a rookie, going to be throwing his first playoff game. So it all depends how those young guys play. But young can also mean they're going to last. Postseason's long. It's like three weeks to a month. So those young guys being healthy and being young will recover fast, and hopefully that will bring the series home.
Yeah. Well, looking at my bracket, I've kind of got it all over the place here. So, first of all, I have the Tigers triumphing over the Reds here. Personally, I'm a bigger fan of the Tigers' defense than I am of the Reds' offense. Looking at it, I think that for the Yankees, Judge, I think, well, again, this was before yesterday's game, but I think that Judge can carry the Yanks over Boston and Toronto. I think he's that kind of superstar. However, when we get to the matchup between Seattle and Detroit, I mean, Seattle is just the hottest team in the league. You just said it. And I think that that will help carry them. That energy and that momentum and that togetherness as a team will carry them over the Yanks. When we're looking at the other side of the bracket, I think that the Dodgers, I mean, they have a chance to pure talent their way through most of these playoffs. Yeah. But ultimately, I think they fall short against the Brewers. We agree, Brewers versus Mariners in the World Series. Yeah. But personally, when it comes down to it, these teams are so close that I think it's going to 7, and I trust the witches from Etsy to get the Mariners through and win this for Seattle.
But one thing that's so interesting is like the Dodgers have almost $1 billion in spent money in the offseason, and the Brewers had what, like $1 million?
Maybe even that.
The power of friendship, if you will.
Yeah, yeah.
That shows. That's what's good about baseball, right?
Exactly.
Like, power of friendship can get you so far.
Right.
All right. Well, Ram fans, that is all that we have for you tonight. But stay tuned for next Tuesday's show for more CSU sports news. Have a good night and your week as well, and we will see y'all next time.